How many people do you think use chat groups daily that aren't actually talking to the person that they think they are talking to in real life, behind the computer screen? I have done a lot of research on this topic, and today I'm going to be talking about why chat groups are safe and why they are different and why they are very dangerous. According to wikihow.com, there are many reasons why chat groups are very safe. You can always block a user. No matter who's talking to you, you can block them. If they are being very rude, you can just X out of the conversation. That's one of the very, very safe things about chat groups is you're not actually talking to the person face to face. So it's very easy to remove yourself from the situation. Another point is you can always say things to them like, hey, you're making me feel uncomfortable, and hey, I don't like talking about those things. So you could be talking about teachers or school, and then if it starts to get personal, you can just say, hey, I don't like talking about that. And if they get very offensive about it, you can just block them and remove yourself from the situation. And that's what is nice about chat groups is it's very easy to leave with no harm, especially if you don't know the person personally, then chances are you won't ever meet them. But that also leads me to some of the reasons on why chat groups aren't safe at all. And another main point is you don't have to you don't have to add anybody on Facebook that you don't want. But it's not only Facebook, it could be any chat group. You don't have to talk to anybody you don't want to, so it's basically your own choice, which is another reason why chat groups are safe is you put yourself into what you get, I guess. And I've spent the last couple minutes talking about why they are safe, and now I'm going to talk about why chat groups are actually very dangerous too. According to NBCNewYork.com, I've learned a lot of reasons on why chat groups are very dangerous. Many children are on chat groups because they are playing video games and they don't really know any better. And a lot of children get bullied, cyberbullied, which leads to suicides. It doesn't matter if they know the person or not. The children don't really know any better. It could be anybody really, just anybody out in public, just asking them personal information. So the children might think it's their grandpa. If they're young enough, they could say something like, hey, it's your grandpa, and do you want to come over tonight, or do you want me to come over and ask for their address? And they would have no idea that it's a stranger. So that's another big dangerous thing about chat groups is you don't actually know who is behind the computer screen. And also, I read a book called Community Conversations, and that had a lot of different examples about how you don't know who is behind the computer screen. It could literally be anyone. That's why I would say chat groups are more dangerous than they are safe, but there are many reasons why they could be safe too, like I had said before. My main thing is talking, the main thing about why they are not safe is personal information. So, for example, you could be talking over internet, like a shopping website, and you could be trying to buy a skirt or something, and it would say, what is your social security number to update your credit card, and you give it to them, and it's not actually the actual website where you're getting the skirt from. So not only am I focusing towards children, a lot of adults get into very dangerous chat groups that they don't know are very dangerous either. For example, my mom had an email saying that she had her credit card needed to be updated on eBay. So she was in a chat group trying to talk to someone about it, and everything looked like eBay. Everything was the same colors. It had the recent items she had just purchased. Everything was the same. So my mom gave them her information over a chat group, and somehow it became into a virus, and the bank called her and said that she had spent like $1,000 and from China. And that's another big thing on why you should not give out any personal information regardless, unless you actually know the person or it's over the phone or if it's in person. Which also is another thing about the cons to chat groups is you can always look for red flags. There's many red flags. You could be talking to anyone, and once someone says something about personal information or passwords or anything about you, you can just remove yourself from the situation. So another example I have is there's a TV show called Catfish, and that's on MTV. It's basically where this guy finds a girl or vice versa over Facebook, and they fall in love with them and they talk to them and they never meet them, but they do meet one day. So the show called Catfish is basically this company that tries to make them come together one day, like meet, and then once they meet, it's actually not the person they think it is. So Catfish is like meet like talking to someone you don't know and it's actually not that real person, which leads me to another example where someone posted on my Facebook wall saying someone just added me as a friend that used your pictures. So that's another really big reason on why chat groups aren't safe is someone could take your pictures and act like you and talk to someone else. So someone was using my pictures with a different name on Facebook, which means if they are chatting with people, they think that's me, which is unsafe for the other person talking to them. So that's another very big reason on why chat groups aren't safe is you don't know who's behind the computer screen. So hopefully next time you guys are chatting or buying something offline, I hope for you guys to look for any of those red flags so you guys can stay out of any potentially dangerous situations that may occur.